TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 3.
What is up, everybody? Tasteless is back here with Artosis, and we are ready to close out the round of 10. This is Group B. We already ended the round of 10 for Group A just a few days ago, and I'm looking forward to getting into the round of 6.
Yeah, that was a really great conclusion to Group A. I'm hoping that we have something similarly exciting where every single match matters here. And I mean, I think State did a great job.
I think
he
so,
talked
yeah.
to me about carcinization, so I'm waiting to see what you're going to bring to the table today.
I was actually in the audience for at least part of the show, but I was listening to you guys. I got to talk about that whole experience of actually not doing the show, but being in the show and watching it. I'll wait until we get into the game because I have a lot of stuff to say about it. But
yeah, it's better to do that during the game.
That's for the first few minutes when nothing happens, then I can hop into that, and then then we'll go from there.
Totally.
No, but it was an excellent show the other day, and again, it's been an exciting season so far.
It has, and I mean, everything's turned on its head, right?
Right.
Rogue is gone, Trap is gone, Dark got eliminated.
Yeah.
We have all this crazy stuff happening, but like people are filling those voids, you know?
Yeah, it does seem like the landscape is changing a little bit here.
Pretty dramatically, I think.
Yeah, with who's out on top. It's been an exciting year overall for StarCraft 2. You know, seeing Creator almost take the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then seeing Hero come out on top versus Maru. And I think it really, when Hero won, that is a big pivotal moment in the history of GSL. And I'm curious to see how things play out from here on out because, Hero's still very much so looking like a threat, as we can see here.
And you can see exactly where they're at right now. Whoever gets like third place today is going to end up going up against Gumiho, and loser that is out. Winner goes on to play the loser of Hero versus whoever gets second. Of course, the winner of the group is going to be in that round of 4 already. This is. I do like the round of 6 thing. I like tiered brackets like that. Sometimes tiered brackets go too far when there's like 10 tiers or something, It's like, well, now we have like 7 players and like the final guy only plays 1 match. I'm like, wait, isn't that actually worse than maybe being the second final guy because you're not even warmed up?
As long as they're in the mix, throughout the tournament. I agree. I think this is the right size tournament where each layer of it is kept a little bit different and fresh. But I think if you end up with stuff like 64-person tournaments or bigger than that, then you try to make it this own weird labyrinthian model. That can be not good. Mm-hmm. So here's our matchups for today. As you can see, we got a lot of fun ahead here. And yeah, man, we're going to start this off with ByuN versus Creator. Yeah, man, again, Creator, I think for me, the player I'm most interested in following here to see if he can come out. I mean, Hero taking it last season was incredible, but the fact that we have another Protoss player who's also done very well and did have his own style, and he played amazingly in Season 1. He kind of freaked out in Season 2. I think the pressure got to him, but Season 3 is the moment to really recover from that and maybe go forward here deeper into the season of GSL. And who knows, maybe take the whole thing.
Yeah, who knows? It's a possibility, but this group is pretty tight. Anyone can still make it out for sure, even this man, ByuN. The thing is, he's at the bottom of the group. It doesn't feel like he really should be. He should have beaten Maru, remember? Like, ByuN really did have Maru, so kind of crazy. I mean, the whole group would really be on its head if ByuN had taken that series. But yeah, just looking at it, it's actually like closer than Group A was at the beginning of Group A for day 2. So today I think it's just going to be as good, if not better.
I think so. Could be very close. We could have to go into looking at our rules for these groups and figuring out how we decide it from there.
Yeah.
We'll keep you guys updated on that as we get through, series after series. We're going to have a better idea if we're getting closer to that or maybe further away. And we're going to have our map lineup, Data C, Stargazers, and then Moondance for the third map if we get that far.
Cool. Okay. Data C, that's going to be a pretty big map there. Let's see what ByuN has planned for it. I really don't know what to expect out of ByuN right now. It really feels like he's quite up and down with his play. Sometimes looking like his old self, sometimes a little bit less.
All right, guys, we're ready to go into Game 1 and start this best of 3 as we start to cement the positions here for Group B in the round of 10, deciding who will survive on into the round of 6 and who gets knocked out of the GSL.
Shopify Rebellion, ByuN.
Okay, so we have an SCV already out on the map. And it's going to be one SCV coming out. I don't see a second departing from ByuN's base here.
Yeah, not too surprised about that. Like, if you go double proxy racks against Protoss, it's not that common.
No,
you know?
no.
It's much more common to just do, like, a proxy racks into factory.
Now, for Creator over here, he's getting his gate and his gas. Again, that doesn't tell us much yet for the matchup itself. Excuse me. So we're going to need to have a little bit of time to see where this game goes. But going to be some aggression coming out here from ByuN with the double gas and the barracks out on the map. Welcome, guys, to the studio. Good to have you here. Fun to see people coming down in the audience and, you know, some people revisiting, you know, who are here for a while or who live here. And then a lot of new faces. Every day there's a GSL.
Yeah, that's very, very true. We've had big audiences. It's great to meet everyone afterwards. By the way, that was an insane online record between these two. 117 wins for ByuN, 62 for Creator on their online matches. That's actually insane how much ByuN plays.
Yeah.
But look, I want to mention that I think that ByuN's opener here, I like it. The fact that he's opening at least with something a little bit aggressive. We talked about this because if I'm recalling correctly, Creator played against Cure and against Maru last week, and we liked how Cure kind of dictated the game and tried to screw him up early because he is an emotional player, and then Maru did not.
Yeah,
and those
that's a good point.
series went very one-sided in each direction, right? So I like that ByuN is opening up with something a little bit aggressive here against him. Look, he's going to get a probe to start. Like, that's... Didn't Cure get 4 probes or something with the Reaper? And now 2! Are you kidding me? 2 already? Already?
Is he going to try to kamikaze on top of it? He's going to stay out of range. The heal's going to start up in a second.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. All right.
Still though, that was good. That was high quality. He got good damage with it. I mean, there wasn't much to scout, but at least you see that there's nothing there to scout. So this was a great opener from ByuN, I think.
Yeah. Good start here. Again, not an insane lead, but, you know, a very tiny little victory here to start things off. And we're going to watch and continue to see this game develop here. And it looks like another Reaper's going to come up here, try to scout, and, of course, be blocked out. But he is going to see that Stargate there.
Yeah, nice little scout. And it will pop back towards his base now. Cyclone on the way here for ByuN. Getting ready. Starport finishes up. We'll see if he goes Viking. Yeah, there it is. So that really great combo of Viking plus Cyclone. Not too likely to have the Oracle do much damage to you when you have those 2 units at home.
Sortosis, I was in the studio on Monday with my dad.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy being in the audience and watching and listening.
Yeah.
Compared to what I'm used to and the whole feel of it. I always thought that everybody in the audience could probably hear us just shouting or speaking loudly. No, you can't hear anything down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was wild.
It's really loud.
It's like, yeah, it's loud, but it feels quiet, if that makes sense, because people aren't really talking to each other. If they are, they're whispering.
Oh, okay.
Very different feel. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been here kind of know, but for me, I'm like, we're up on this balcony and, you know, I feel like I'm shouting. I feel like you're speaking loudly and clearly, but then when you hear, you're like, oh, I mean, occasionally I'd hear faintly what you're saying, but yeah, if you don't have those headsets, you can't hear anything. Not. That was wild for me.
That's really interesting. Well, I mean, I went to some OSL and MSL and Pro League stuff when I first got out here.
Yeah.
So I definitely I've been in live audiences, but obviously nothing for like StarCraft 2. I've always casted that.
Right. Huh. I was in those live audiences, but it was so far away, and it was just such a weird experience because I was such a fan of the game itself. But yeah, having been down here for a while. By the way, a little Cyclone drop here. This is kind of a funny interaction we've got.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to kill that. I don't know what to make of that maneuver there by ByuN.
Double Cyclone drop that it ends up just losing a Cyclone. Like,
I guess he wanted to come on top of the Stargate and kill anything that popped out of there and kind of shut him down, but it totally backfired.
Seems like Phoenixes in general are just very good in this situation.
Yeah. Very strange to see that.
Well, it doesn't work out for him. gets out of there. It's not a big deal to lose one of the Cyclones. Like, obviously, he made 2 looking for something there, some sort of damage, and it didn't work out, but not game-ending. We have that 3rd Nexus coming up right now for Creator, as well as going into that Colossus tech. Double eBay for ByuN.
Yeah, ByuN going for the long haul here. Going to be powering up for a little bit, trying to get that 1-1 out here. And look, the pacing of this so far for the matchup has been pretty normal, right? I mean, we've had some funny interactions with the Reaper early on, and we had that little duel with the Cyclones versus the Phoenixes. But ByuN's going to be powering up on these 2 bases for a little while here, while Creator's going to be trying to get set up on a 3. He's going for Colossus right now, so he's trying to prepare to absorb huge amounts of bio units that would attack into him.
Well, that's going to be a very good way to play this, I would say, right? To just go into Colossus, play kind of a turtled 3-base game with a few Phoenixes out. It's pretty foolproof. You know, it's a very old type of strategy as well.
Yeah.
And ByuN, like, I mean, he's going up into 5 racks right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, okay.
Or is it more than 5, actually? I'm not sure.
I think he's going into 5 at the moment. He has 1-1. The thing is, he's definitely going to expand to his 3rd. Like, you wouldn't start... Well, I don't know. Maybe it's like some crazy new build where he's like, well, I want 1-1 with my 5 racks push, right? Because, like, 2 base, yeah, he's going to go ahead and land the command center. But this, it looks like it should be a big macro play, right? Like, it looks like anytime you see someone get 2 upgrade structures, they aren't getting it for 1-1, they're getting it for 2-2.
Right.
Okay, because 1-1, it doesn't make sense. You could optimize in a completely different way, and it would be, you're not going to have enough units, basically, when 1-1 gets out for how much you spent on the upgrades. So he's going to go ahead and expand. He's just chilling, powering up, which I think is exactly the right way for him to go about this. That armory coming up now. 4th Nexus gets started.
Yeah, I think Creator's taking this the right way here, just continuing to kind of build up. And it looks like he's much more interested in absorbing an attack right now than he is in trying to actually come in and crush ByuN down here. But to be honest, overall, it's been a much more passive game than I was expecting here. I envisioned ByuN trying to take little duels on the map and then seeing if Creator is able to keep his head on straight and shut it down.
Dude, there's a 2nd Stargate on the way, and he's still making Phoenixes. This is not something that I expected to see.
I guess he's going to poke in here. Colossus Phoenix, which I feel, you know, we don't say that as often anymore, but here we are.
No, his army's terrible for poking, though.
I feel like that's the case. I mean, he doesn't have a lot that could stay in the front. This is kind of a style from a different era, so to speak, that we don't really talk about basically ever.
Dude, he's literally going like real old school Phoenix Colossus.
Yeah.
He's got 2 Stargate Phoenix going. He's getting the Fleet Beacon, +1 attack for the Phoenixes. This was a legitimate strategy. We don't really see it anymore.
Yeah, but it was in a different time in StarCraft, frankly, under different patch terms.
Yeah,
And
I mean, both these guys are from the beginning of StarCraft 2, so I think once ByuN figures out what's going on, it's like, well, the counter to Phoenix Colossi is lots of Vikings. Like a very serious amount of Vikings.
yeah.
Look at that, a 3rd Stargate coming up now.
I think he's going to try to just switch into carriers after he comes in and trades out some supply.
I would think so.
So it's just still the 3-base Terran here. We don't have a 5th started yet for Protoss, but it's not too far away, I can promise you that.
Dude, Creator is going over 80 probes now.
Look
3
at this.
Phoenixes at a time, Phoenix range. I don't
even know what I'm looking at right now.
I'm loving that we're seeing something like this right now.
Well, it's so different than anything else that he's even done in the last year.
Tasteless, there it is. Carriers now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense, I would say. But guess what? The counter to this, it's still Vikings.
Yeah, but we got to get those Vikings first, right? So,
well, he's not going for Vikings.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see 2 on the, on the screen there, and nothing else.
Yeah.
Now you could maybe get a really good angle, like a really good surround on this. But if you fight this in any kind of bottleneck position, it's really bad.
Yeah, I like that he has that one disruptor in there as well. Just kind of screwing up your math of how to engage against it.
Right, because a lot of times you want to dive onto the Colossus, but, you know, one shot onto a group of Marines that are charging and they could be completely wiped out.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, he does push him back, but... Okay, and his scan goes down here. Oh my God! I thought he saw that. I thought he saw that with that scan Tasis, but I guess it was just on the edge.
Yeah, I think it was just outside the circle.
That was almost about to run out too, like 2 more seconds, and that was out of there. But that Stasis scored a huge, huge freeze.
Okay, scan comes down here. Now note that this is not really the ideal position to pressure because Creator's actually expanding over into the 9 o'clock spot now. So. You know, ByuN is maxed out. He's looking for a fight, but he's not finding one that's really worth taking. Another stasis ward here.
Yeah, still no real engagements. Both these guys sitting up at those 80 worker counts. Little attack in here now from ByuN.
Oh, now he's going to have to pick up.
Oh!
Whoa!
Or he'll just kill those Colossus, then go kill his opponent.
Yeah.
Like
it seemed like that was on move command for a little bit.
Yeah, well, certainly very bad pathing right there, unfortunately, for Creator. But ByuN now, I mean, he has some real potential. Like, the splash damage is very, very low. There are some more disruptors being made, but that is, I mean, any Terran can deal with 1 to 2 disruptors.
Right. Well, you know, one of the things about Creator's army is it's a lot of big, very brittle units that aren't mobile. And so we're seeing kind of the punishment of that here now, where Creator has, you know, a fourth of the map as far as expansions go. And, you know, frankly, it's kind of hard to catch up to where these units are going to be. When they get there, this is exhibited over here, they kind of get chased out, but then what about an attack over here like this one now? And so he's doing this juggling act very nicely. Kind of a funny moment. I'm like, is this thing just gonna live?
Dude, he almost saved it there. A little bit too late. A couple more starports going up here for ByuN. His 3-3 is going to be finishing relatively soon.
We have ByuN branching out bits of his army to different areas on the map, and then looks like trying to set up for another attack. The roles have reversed now. It's going to be 5 base Terran to 4 base Protoss. And again, positionally, it's pretty uncomfortable here for Creator. ByuN has a much more supply in army, and in an army that you can kind of fraction off however you see fit.
Yeah.
You can make this into, you know, 1 big army, or you can put, you know, 4 different little armies hitting different spots. And I think this is probably where we're going to see Creator get into a position that he can't recover from.
Yeah, it feels like he can probably hold about 4 base, but anything beyond that, ByuN is punishing pretty quickly. One thing to note is that Creator's composition is getting much, much better, whereas ByuN's is staying of about the same quality, right? Like, he's able to retain his max. He's doing a great job economically speaking. But yeah, as the carrier count increases, that comp becomes much better.
Yeah, this is rough, man. Creator is recovering, you know, by making supply here, but again, I don't see how he has growth as something that he could be kind of participating in here. If you look at the mini-map away from this fight, but coming down, there it is, in this attack over here, you know, we're at the point in time where it seems like ByuN can kind of both do this and keep growing on the map, and he's trading some units out, but what he's taking out are these, like, really important units.
Yeah.
I think there's no more interceptors in there, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he shredded them.
Well, you know, I gotta say, questionable unit composition from Creator to go with. You know, you get moments like this, you go, oh, this is exciting, this is different, GG. But then you say, oh, that's why we don't have Colossus Phoenix anymore here.
Yeah. Creator certainly unhappy with that. It felt like he was okay in the beginning, and then those 2 Colossus pathed very poorly, and he just lost 2 for free. Remember that? That's when ByuN just started hitting everywhere, which was obviously a great choice. But without that consistent splash damage, Creator was relying upon just a few disruptor shots here and there to complement his carrier-based army. And it's like, once your interceptors go away, it's just, I think you need more splash. You need more consistent splash there, which he just didn't have. Losing those 2 Colossus, I think, was really key, and I don't know how the game would have looked if that had not happened.
Creator looking a little bit miffed right now.
Yeah.
Again, he's his biggest opponent a lot of times, you know. He's got to fight his own demons, but he needs to, I think, play much better going into Star the Gazers. I mean, ByuN basically played a pretty clean game. Didn't even really have the composition you want in that fight, but knew to kind of branch out and cause enough small fires everywhere where Creator can't put him out, and eventually the whole game burns down for him.
Yeah, I think that's a really clear example of ByuN outplaying Creator. Like, in every way, really. Like, he played pretty basic overall. He actually even, like, opened up looking for the later game, right? Like, the double eBay and everything.
Right.
Lands the third, just sits for a little bit, doesn't waste units, gets up to a good mass, and then starts moving around. Very well played game from ByuN. But Creator certainly making some mistakes, using a questionable, older strategy. See if he's able to fix something here going into game 2.
Yeah, well, he has to, or he's going to be losing this first series. Our game is now loaded up, guys. Stargazers for map number 2 in this best of 3.
I can do this all day. Believe me when you hear me say, I can do this all day.
Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. Team NV, Creator.
All right. I'm digging Stargazer so far.
Yeah, this has been a fun map. It's made for some very different games.
There's like a lot of interesting things I think that could happen that haven't happened yet either. Like it really feels like a map where there's a lot of opportunities for cool plays, and we're just not really. We'll see them eventually, I think.
Yeah,
right?
a couple will sprout up here.
Yeah, so people are going to figure out these really funny, silly things that you can do with those back mineral patches and stuff, and you know.
Okay, coming from Hong Kong, welcome.
Nice.
Good to have you down here. Yeah, this is a map. I think there's just so much potential with. And it's maps like this that keep the game fresh and interesting.
Yeah,
and allow us to really explore the races in a lot of different ways.
It's a truly awesome map pool this season.
Yeah,
it's my favorite map pool that we've had in a really, really long time. We have the Reaper coming out, command center at that back natural right now.
So I don't think we're going to see Creator try to pick up that Phoenix Colossus style, which, by the way, we just didn't. It was actually weird saying Phoenix Colossus. Like when we were casting that back there, I'm like, gosh, I haven't had these two words put together in forever.
The more modern Phoenix Colossus will be 3 to 5 Phoenix only, and you'll get into a much more gateway-centric army.
Right.
But that older style of 2 and then 3 Stargates, yeah, weird to see. And
you could see in at least that game why it doesn't work. It's not easy to engage. You have a lot of very brittle units. The Colossus is strong until they can reach it and hit it, so you have to really keep it at a distance. But 2 chunked out immediately in a fight, and then the follow-up to make the carriers, that seemed only to it was like quicksand for Creator, where he was stuck in his own base. He couldn't get out.
Yeah.
The more carriers that came out, the less options he had in the game. It was a funny way that game basically went down there.
Yeah, yeah. It's Marines they do end up wrecking interceptors if you don't have the splash to take them out. And yeah, the thing is, disruptors can give you great big shots, and they're certainly very good at certain things, but it's not consistent damage output, which I think is something that needs to be considered in that type of situation. We'll see what he does this game. Blink, 3 gates, okay, kind of standard stuff. A little bit of pressure there. This is a very fast 3 command centers off of just 1 barracks for ByuN, and going into those additional racks is getting an eBay now as well. So really working hard on his economy.
Yeah, just going to be powering up. And I like this game, at least so far, and obviously we're just a couple minutes in, but I like what Creator's doing here a lot more. Just the direction of the tech and everything else. And this also looks more like what we see in the matchup nowadays. And I got some questions in my own head, why, with Creator and, how desperate he is to take this GSL, what made him choose that style or that strategy? I don't feel in the last game, I don't see what exactly about that map lends itself to, like, going for that unit comp, for instance.
Yeah, it didn't feel particularly map dependent.
It feels like it would be better on a smaller map.
Well, I guess Phoenixes in general on a big map are nice in a way because of the way that they respond to drops.
Yeah, I guess you can't be really bullied with drops coming into your main and stuff like that.
Yeah, that might be the only thing I can think of because it's like the fastest traveling stuff that you have other than a recall, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of good at that, but yeah, I don't know. It was peculiar. Now, Prism and well, the Colossus tech on the way. I mean, it could be Disruptor here again, but feels like it's going to be a Colossus play. Third Nexus going down on the outside there. Still not taking that back natural. It's interesting watching ByuN take this first, because I don't feel like the game would look very different if he had taken the front, I'm
always interested in anybody who's going to take this base first, because I feel like it's so easy to take it later.
Yeah. There's certainly harder periods of the game for your expansion than your first.
I guess you're really safe against this kind of stalker harass style we're about to see. You can try that, and you're really not going to get in there. It's almost like you have two main bases instead of a main and a natural because of the fact that the natural is kind of isolated. Maybe you'd have to spend less on defense in that sense.
This is, he's trying hard to get a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, well, this has got to be frustrating for the Protoss because normally you come out and this is sort of what you're doing is basically eking out extra damage wherever you can. But we've had, like an SCV and maybe 3 or 4 Marines killed here, which is basically nothing compared to what we've seen in other games on other maps. When this style is used against people that expand, they go 2 base and then the second base at their natural in the front, which is a more accessible area.
Well, he does come down now to take that front natural. Lots of barracks coming up. Lots of production here for ByuN. Supply is certainly about to really start exploding past Creators, already getting up there. Creator, though, like, this is a pretty defensive comp overall, right? Like, he's getting into those Colossus. Thermalance is going to be done by the time ByuN can make it across the map, which is really nice. And, just putting down a smattering of shield batteries. He's got the Blink Stalkers. Feels like he should be able to hold on to everything.
Yeah, just going to chase his Adept out over here. And now he's got ByuN basically starting to open up the map, so he has as much mobility as possible. He can be liquid in any position he wants to be in. And, yeah, I mean, it's ByuN in some ways playing kind of the same game we already saw. There's nothing really remarkable about it. It's just, a heavy bio comp here. But the Colossi have been incorporated in. Again, this is Stalkers with Blink. I'm kind of in disbelief that we just saw ByuN attack there.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was insane.
Not sure what that was all about. Tries to get in with a couple of drops there, but perfectly placed Observer from Creator. Helps him to head that off. Blinks up into position.
Oh, he's got to get out. He's got to get out now. Oh, my God, almost loses the medevac.
It was a good pull away. Gets out in time, only loses a handful of Marines. Now here is a counterattack coming up. Definitely a little bit out of position here. And look at that, uses the overcharge immediately, but unpowering that Disruptor gets rid. Oh my God.
This is actually crazy. He just went right around him. And the Stalkers are mobile, but this is tearing right through this whole area. He's gonna come up with one Colossus, and it looks like this is all gonna be driven away.
Gets away with a lot of units.
Insane. Oh, and the Widowmine hitting the War Prism.
Wow!
Wascally Wabbits.
Yeah, no, that was a huge amount of damage dealt by ByuN. It really looks like ByuN's just going to duo Creator, man.
Just slapped him down there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we got to follow that army before it got into the natural, so it's almost like we got to see that happen from Creator's perspective.
Yeah.
Where it's just like at the natural.
Oh, damn!
That's not good.
Oh, I didn't know where his army... I mean, that's one of the key things in PvT when you're playing a Colossus-based style.
Yeah.
You have to know where the Terran army is.
You have to be ready to meet them there, because if they get on the other side of you, then there's all these targets they can hit.
You're going to chase them with Colossus lets us know, man, it's so much faster. You have to be in position already.
Right.
And he just was not. Now a huge attack coming from ByuN. Force field's going down. It should not be enough.
God. I wasn't expecting this, honestly.
Dude, this is so fast.
This is wild, and Creator is going to be on tilt watch.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Tasis. This it is very likely he's not advancing. Little hit on his keyboard there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
clearly
frustrated.
unhappy.
Man. You could feel that frustration, really, you can.
The two most emotional players going at it.
Yeah. The battle of the feels.
Like, normally, whatever happens to ByuN, I'm watching him, but when Creator's playing, man, I gotta watch him, you know? Like, does ByuN even care about the game anymore? Really, Creator's the only one, I think, with passion. Right, nice play from ByuN. Like, he played very well, I think. Creator, though, I think played an uninspired series.
I agree. I don't know what he really brought to the table here at all. I mean, I don't think ByuN played well, but, you know, it was a pretty straightforward win. Macroed up, kind of, you know, looked for openings, found them, and took the game.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. That's going to be our first best of 3. It is Creator with that, I'm sorry, ByuN with that 2-0 victory. Let's go to an interview.
ByuN defeats Creator 2-0, and we're gonna have an interview with him. Congratulations, thank you. So if you lost this match, you would have been surely eliminated from this group. So it's a very fortunate win for you, ByuN. So how do you feel? I was quite worried coming to the series, but I did prepare a lot, and then I played like I prepared. And I don't think my condition was that bad today. So, you know, I had a feeling I would win no matter what the process is, whether it be hard or easy. I mean, ByuN, you had a lot of pressure coming into the series. So what was your focus on preparation? I mean, Creator does try to tend to play passively. So I try to not play like I normally do, and I try to go resources. I go for resources a lot in the early game. And the game was flowing very ideally for me. And then I think that was how I was able to win today. And when Creator was going to go for the 4 stock drops, the Marines were ready to counter them. So what was that about? I mean, I didn't anticipate it, but I did kind of think that he would actually make the play. But I did, yeah, I did know that he was going to go for the Blink Stalkers strategy. And I think I was able to defend well and overall. I mean, a 2-0 victory, ByuN, I mean, this is very fortunate compared to week 1. I mean, ByuN, your match against Maru in week 1 was worse than your match in TSL. So it was a very unfortunate loss for you. So what went on through your mind after that loss? I mean, while I was playing against Maru, I thought I would never be able to lose to him. But when I watched the VOD, you know, my situation was really a lot worse than I had expected. And then, you know, I made a situation where I was like, it was impossible for me to lose. But then when I lost that game, you know, I had a mental breakdown. Yeah, I mean, after losing that one, I was mentally hurt. And then I was preparing for the all-in builds a lot after that match. I mean, the reason why I talked about the TVT match is because you have a match against Cure coming up today. So there's a TVT match remaining. So anything you want to say? The last time I went to the round 10, I started off with 2 losses in week 1, and in week 2 I gained 2 wins. So hopefully I get to have another interview at the end of the day today. And for the TVT match, just like TVP and TVZ, I prepared a lot. So as long as I can play how I prepared, I should be able to win. And even if I lose, I want to play up an unregretful match. Well, ByuN, we look forward to your next match. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andy. Excellent work as always. Guys, we're going to be going to a break in a second here, and when we return, it's going to be a TVZ Maru versus DRG as we move on into the second best of 3 of the night here in the GSL. We'll be right back.